Okay, so this is Pepper. She's a mini Bernedoodle from Rocky Mountain Bernedoodles, and we're just gonna go over her commands and the leash and the crate and the food and all of that stuff on how we do it with her. And Dallas is gonna help demonstrate that with her. She's been working with her the most. So the leash, we use a slip lead. And so this just goes over their head, and then you need to have it up here behind the ears at the base of the head, and then this little keeper right here, you just pull it down and leave about 2 to 3 inches of room so that when the leash is loose, loose leashes reward, so you want it, you don't want it tight. And definitely when you're walking her, make sure that you're not tightening up on the leash. Your energy will travel through the leash. And that could cause issues, so you need to make sure that the leash is always loose. And if you do need to correct her on something, if she gets fixated on something, if she's getting ahead of you, or if she's going this direction, that direction, you need to do a pop and release. So it's just a good pop and release, but always release. Don't just keep it tight, okay? So pop and release, so either pull straight up or pull to the side, and I'll have her demonstrate that. So I'll have her walk with the, so that time right there, she kind of had to wake her up and be like, come on, heel. And when you start walking, you say heel, and she'll heel right next to you. Yeah, and we pat the side of our leg and say heel. Good, and then she has the auto sit, and if for some reason she doesn't sit right away, just tell her sit, or do the pop and release to the side or up high, or you can hold it up and then she'll sit, and just tell her Pepper sit. And then as soon as she does what you wanted and she and you follow through with it, praise her for that, or even if you want to give her a treat, you can give her a treat. So yeah, that's the leash, and then we'll go over more of that when we come tomorrow. And then I'll have her demonstrate all the commands really quick.
Okay. So yeah, like she just said, when you're wanting to walk off and you're at a stop right now, what you can just do is say Pepper heel. And if you need any added energy to bring her into forward motion, you can kind of tap your side. So Pepper heel, and tap your side. And then when you bring it to a stop, she should sit. If she doesn't, you just kind of walk toward her and go sit, and then down. Good. So you just want to motion your hand downward in front of her, and she should just follow your hand down. And then when you want to place on an object, whether it be a bed, a blanket, or a certain spot in the room that you're wanting her to stay on, all you do is Pepper come. Pepper place. Good. Nope. Pepper come. Place, place, good, down, stay. So you just point to that place, and she is still a puppy, so sometimes she's going to want to get off of it, but just have her go back around and put her back on it. Just have her lay down, and then I put my hand in front of her face and just say stay or wait. Either one works. She should stay as long as you have her there until you tell her to come off. Stay. Then when you want her to come, you just go Pepper, come, and you can clap your hands in front of you, and walk backward a step and right over to your space. Pepper, come. Good, sit, good. And then pet her when she's doing good.
Yeah.
What else am I missing?
Okay, cool. Awesome, and then, oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and then also crate, that's the most important one. Whenever you're ready for her to go in for the night, or for her to take a nap, just always send her to her crate. So what you do is you just walk her to it, you point in, and you say kennel. Pepper, come. Good. Pepper, kennel. Good. Down, stay. Good. She should just lay down and stay there. You might want to shut the door, but as she gets older, you can gradually just leave it open and she'll stay there for you. So
yeah, the door shouldn't mean anything, and we like to leave the doors open sometimes so that they can just go in and out as they want. She's crate trained. She does very well in there. She absolutely loves it. Super comfortable. That's like their little den area. So you should always have that in her life, like throughout her entire life. You know, she should have her crate. They need to have their own area to go to, their own bedroom. So yeah, that's very important. But just say Pepper Kennel, and that's all you need to do. And don't sugarcoat it and add more stuff and then create anxiety. Just stay calm every time you're putting her in there, and then when you're taking her out. So when you take her out, make sure that she's calm and she's not jumping around and twirling and pawing at the gate. That's unacceptable. So you need to wait until she calms down if she is to do that in the future. And then you can open the gate, because you definitely don't want to, let her know that that's okay and then always let her out when she's in that state of mind. Everything always needs to be calm. So start the day with calmness, end the day with calmness. And also with her, before you put her away for the day, or even if you're going to be gone in the middle of the day and she's going to be in there for a couple hours, always make sure that she has pottied, that she's went pee and poop before you put her away, so that that's all done. And then exercise, that should come before anything. So you need to be walking her 2 to 3 times a day. Get on a bike, or have your kids get on a scooter or something, and just jog her even. She could definitely use the exercise. Right now, it doesn't take too much because she's still so young. And so she does get tired pretty quickly, especially when she's at the park and she just likes to chill in the grass. But, she is going to get bigger and she does have a lot of energy. So exercise has got to come first. So if things are getting frustrating with her and nothing is, if she's not listening to you very well, and things just aren't going like they should, you need to exercise her more. So you need to ask yourself, because it's not her fault, because she's gonna do what, she has to follow you, so you need to give her that direction. You need to help her out with that, because she can't just take herself for a walk or whatever. And even just playing in the yard, that's good too, and throwing a toy for her. But yeah, so a tired dog is a happy dog, so remember that. But she definitely needs that. Yeah. Good.
So yeah, if she ever goes to get out of the kennel before you ask, what you can just do is move toward her and snap and say kennel. And she knows that she's supposed to be staying there. So basically it just takes a light correction and she should go right back in and stay there. But yeah, like we were saying, she's still very young, so she's gonna have little mess ups like that. So just, it's your job to correct her and keep teaching her what you're wanting. Now she gets older, she'll get it down. So
yeah, Pepper. Good. And then always have like plenty of toys, and you can put them in the crate with her. Bones, this thing is huge, so this isn't really ideal for her size, but just as an example, the rawhides are perfect, and you could get her like a smaller one and, put it in the crate with her, and she'll be, that'll kind of keep her busy. And then also I like to stuff Kongs with like peanut butter or pumpkin, or you can even put like a dog bone in there, with peanut butter or pumpkin, and freeze it and then give it to her, while you're gone during the day, or in the, at night, or in the evening, whatever you want to do. They really like that. And if it's frozen, it takes them longer to, get through it, and it just mentally keeps them busy and mental exercise there. So and then also, we'll do the food. So the food is, so that's when you need to work on nose, eyes, ears. So she knows what she's supposed to do already. So rather you have it up here or on the ground, she needs to be looking in your eyes, nose up for smell, ears listening to you. She should never just go after it, and then the release command is okay. So as soon as you say okay, she can have the food. and then we'll also show you how to pick it up.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just set it down and tell her to wait. And you can either just say it verbally or just put your hand here and say wait. If she goes to move toward the food before I'm ready, what you can do is either just pull the food up and say no, wait, or if needed, you can just bump her on the nose gently and say no. Either one works, whatever gets the job done. So, Pepper, wait, wait, good, no, Pepper, good, okay. So what I did is I waited for that eye contact, and I counted to about 2 to 3 seconds of eye contact, and then as soon as I got that from her, I just said okay. And I also take a step back when I say okay, again, just to invite her forward.
So something else I want to go over with Pepper, since she is still young, she's very small, she's only 3 months and 1 week right now. So she has a very small bladder, so you are going to need to take her out like every 30 minutes. You know, I'll be emailing you all the paperwork on this, her schedule, on everything that you're going to need to do. After she eats, sleeps, and plays, she is going to have to, you know, go straight outside. And first thing in the morning, or when you, so when you guys get up to let her out, or when you get back home, you know, from something and, you know, she was in the crate, I mean, first thing you need to do is let her out immediately. No playing around or letting her go off into some other room, and, you know, because then she'll probably end up possibly having an accident, and you don't want that. So always straight outside, and that's discipline, you know, so that's like, it's very important that you do that. So I would say like every 30 minutes to an hour, you know, let her out, make sure that she can relieve herself. If she does happen to accidentally go inside because she is still working on the potty training, definitely if you catch her in the act, clap your hands loudly, you know, go over to her, tell her no, and immediately put her right outside to where she's supposed to go. And then clean that area really well. Like, you need to keep spraying it and going over it so that that scent is completely gone. That's very important because dogs can still smell whatever's there. I mean, they have a very good sense of smell. So cleaning it up just a little bit is not gonna help anything. So just really make sure that you get that up. Okay, also make sure that you are watching her food and water intake. You know, she only gets fed twice a day, and we like to put water in the food, just like we will put that on her schedule. And she gets what, like a cup twice a day, yeah. So, and that's really all she needs. And if you are giving her treats, you need to remember that. And then she is probably gonna have to potty a little bit after that. So just watch what you're giving her, because that will control, and then how much water she's drinking, because that will control her potty habits. You don't want her to, like, you know, gorge a bunch of water and then burst in the house. So that's why we like to put it in the food, so that it's easier, it's better for them to digest the food, and then they're not like as thirsty after, you know, a little bit after they get done eating. And she only needs, you know, they only need an ounce of water per pound of body weight per day. So, but if it is really hot, you know, she'll need a little bit more than that, but that just kind of gives you an idea. I mean, she doesn't need a ton, you know. So I would definitely not really leave that, the water and, you know, food or anything out. Like, she'll eat her food right up, and then you may have to increase that, you know, as she gets bigger and older. But don't just leave it out until she gets a little bit older, like as far as the water, so that, you know that she's fine and she knows when to go out and where to go and all that good stuff. So just make sure that you have that under control. And then also, you know, when she comes to you guys, definitely work as a team. You know, work with her one at a time. You don't want to all be, you know, saying everything to her at the same time. That could scare her, and then she's just not going to be into it. But really work on bonding with her when she gets there. That's very important, because she's been with us for about 5 weeks, so it's going to be a big change. And, you know, she loves everyone. I mean, it's really easy to get along with her. So she'll do great. but definitely work on the bonding, make sure that, you know, you get to know her, she gets to know you, and not so much like the training really, you know, for a day or two. And yeah, did you want to?
Yeah, I would just say as she's getting older, just to keep that training, you know, in place. Just always watch our videos if you're forgetting anything, or on how to correct her. Because if you're not correcting her the way we're correcting her, later on she is going to slowly forget that training because she's going to develop the new habits with you. So if you guys can, please try to memorize exactly how we handle her, because if you guys are handling her the same way, she's going to have a huge success rate, whereas if you're not handling her the same way or correcting her bad habits, she is going to learn those new habits, and it's not going to be so fun. But she is really smart. She's a really, really good dog. She's very trainable. We've done everything we can with her in the 5 weeks that we've had her. And I think she's definitely progressed really well. So if you can continue that on and just really focus on the videos and how we worked with her, you guys are gonna love her, and she's gonna be a super awesome dog for you.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And yeah, and we'll go over, you know, we'll be showing you everything when we get there. We'll take, you know, we'll have a couple hours to show you, you know, how you need to do everything and all of that good stuff. So.